I've been very impatiently waiting to film this, but I was waiting for my Cyber Monday deal to show up, and it's finally here. Our focus is going to be the core. Now, if you're an aerialist or an aspiring one, mastering our inversions requires a lot of core strength, whether that's a pole chopper, a straddle back inversion in your hammock, or in the silk. So that's our focus for today. Let's make sure that we have our hammock hung at the proper height. If you are standing on your tippy toes, I would want the hammock to come right about to the region of your hip flexors. This is so I know that we can safely come back into an inversion. This is a sequence that I think you'll either grow to love or hate to love, but regardless, I think it's going to help us really master our inversion. Get your hammock set, and we're going to get started. We're going to start seated in our hammock. Now, if this is brand new to you, I'm going to suggest at least checking out my inversion tutorial. I want you to be a little familiar with how to move in and out of your fabric safely. If you're with me, let's begin. I want you to hold on to the poles and slide back to the creases of your knees. From the back of those knee creases, I want you to slide your hands down the fabric and see if you can come into a little hover. I'm not going to let my back touch the ground. Maybe release the hands. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back comes to the floor. Now you can kick your feet out and place just your ankles on the fabric, but I want you to try this transition. The legs are going to extend and the toes will turn out slightly to get that fabric to your heels. From here, the heels can come together and the toes point. Arms to your sides, just like a glute bridge. I want you to squeeze your way up. Tap down and up. As you come up, I want you to pull that navel center in for 4, 3, 2. Keep those hips nice and high. Navel's drawn in. One leg is gonna come up and out. I want you to stabilize the pelvis and drop that leg down and bring it back up. Try to keep that backside engaged, right? Hips aren't sagging. 4, 3, 2. Last one, I want you to drop and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift that leg, let the heel find the fabric, squeeze those hips nice and high. We'll do a couple taps, down and up. For 3, 2, last one, I want you to pull up nice and high, opposite knee comes in, leg extends, drop and lift, down and up. For 4, try to keep those hips high. 3, 2, last one, I want you to pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg comes up and heel finds the fabric. Nice and slow, I want you to roll your way down. Take a breath. Exhale, navel draws in. Squeeze those hips nice and high. One leg at a time. I want you to kick back into your fabric. Full breath in, exhale, reach up. You want to do 1 climb each side. 1, 2, engage those glutes to slide yourself back up into your seat. Fabric is going to come right to the sacrum. Just like you would set up for your straddle back inversion, put on your seat belt and find balance, just like a boat pose in yoga. Nice full breath in. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine. And inhale, open into a plank-like position. Exhale, knees crunch in. Inhale to open. Exhale to crunch. You should be balancing right on that sacrum for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one to hold. I want you to hold here. Maybe you could release a little with those hands. Maybe look for the extension. Point those toes, squeeze the thighs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow. You should be able to drop right back into your inversion. Legs can cross in front. Take a moment to stretch the abdominals. Backs of the hands on the floor. Exhale, draw the navel in. Slow on the exit, hands come to the thighs. Find your fabric. Nice and slow, legs extend. You can create that little balance, that little shelf, and release. Fabric is gonna come up and over. Create that little bar in front of you. I want you to sit up for your downward dog shape. Come right onto those hip flexors, walk to the front end of the mat, soft bend to the knees, hands to the floor, and release, floating back. Now as you float back, I want you to dip the torso, hands can be right underneath your shoulders. Legs go wide, I want you to try to tuck your feet in front of the fabric. This is your wrapped down dog. Push back just for a moment, enjoy a stretch. I actively push my feet into the fabric. Draw the lower rib cage together and bring it forward. You can start with the hands right underneath your shoulders. And I just want you to start a little side crunch from side to side. And you'll notice you have to do a lot of muscular engagement through that side body to get the movement going. I want you to try to find a little bit of hang time. So as you hinge to one side, I want you to try to hold it there. Play with your hands. I'm gonna hinge to the right and move my left hand and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come back and swing. Little bit of recovery. Let's try our second side. Hinge to the left, move your right hand back, right? So if I stagger my hands, it's a little easier to hold. 3, 2, and 1. This might take you a time or two to figure out. Swing, soften. Let's try that one more time. I'm gonna hinge to the right, and I'm gonna move my left hand back a little. That will help me. 4, 3, 2, and swing. Hands come back to center. Last time, we're gonna swing to that second side and pause, hold. Squeeze that side body. 3, 2, and 1 to release. Nice and slow, come back to center. Release those feet and find your way up and out. Go ahead and adjust your fabric, your pants. Give those hip flexors a little love. Hope you're starting to feel that core, because I am. We're gonna go back into our downward dog shape. Come to the hip flexors, fold forward. Hands to the mat and float back. I want you to find that same position. Hands are gonna be right underneath your shoulders. Torso is nice and low. Engage your thighs, point the toes and squeeze strong. Reach up with your hands and thumbs are gonna be pointing to the ceiling, palms face out. Nice and slow, I want you to walk up your fabric and create what's called a front balance. If you keep your toes low, it makes balancing a little easier. See how this feels? We're gonna explore it. You might wanna use your hands on the fabric for the first couple rounds, weeks, months, whatever it takes. Nice and slow, tuck the chin and release down by sliding through the fabric. We're gonna try to find our way up. Begin to slowly either climb up your fabric or without your hands, see if you can create balance and hold. Squeeze all the muscles in your bodies, look down. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna take that slow descend, chin comes in first. Maybe slide down your fabric. I try to articulate through the spine. One more time. Reach up for that fabric, or nice and slow, begin to roll through the spine, coming up. Oh, that takes effort and time to figure out. Hold, 4, squeezing everything, 3, 2, my back muscles are tired. Tuck the chin and slowly let everything go. I like to come into just a little nugget here. Shake your head, yes or no. Hands to the floor and walk yourself forward. Find your way back and just enjoy a stretch. Hands in the fabric. You could swing from side to side or maybe just bend and straighten your legs. Roll your way up, holding onto that fabric, and just begin to walk yourself down and forward of the fabric. Come onto your hands and knees, interlace the fingers, that's fine. And I want you to lift one leg and reach it back to find the fabric. Now I want to go through different options for you. We're going to take both feet into the hammock, but if you feel any pain or dumping into the low back, I want you to work your modification, which is 1 foot to the floor and 1 foot to the hammock. If you can extend both legs up, you're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, draw that navel in. For those of you with the foot on the floor, I want you to switch. We've got 4, 3, 2, push that ground away, and 1. Take one knee out, come onto those hands, and let's stretch that hip flexor. Engage the thigh, nice and strong. Chest is lifted. We want to support the back, so draw the navel in. Feels so good. Option to come out, or you can come into a full plank if you feel you're up for it, to swap sides. We're going to do that one more time where we're holding in our plank position. Some of you may be alternating right foot to left foot. If you want to work the progression, we're going to work a pike position. It's going to help you in work on handstands, stuff like that. Interlace your hands, either 1 foot to the floor, 1 foot to the hammock. Some of you are going to climb in. You can hold here. If you're coming into pike, breathe in, exhale, lift your hips and pull the hammock towards you. Inhale, come down, don't dump into the back. Exhale, we come up. We've got 2 more. Those of you with 1 on the floor, 1 on the hammock, switch. Last time. Exhale, come up. Keep trying to pull those feet forward towards you. 3, 2, and 1. Knee down and knee down. Go ahead and hinge back, hips to heels. Walk your hands to one side. Enjoy a stretch. And over switch. Find your way back to center. Reach up for that fabric. Step onto your feet and walk yourself up and out. You guys are giving me a workout. I saved the best for last. I want you to set up for your straddle back inversion. We're going to come right up and onto that sacrum. Hinge back. Cross your legs in front and let yourself hang for a moment. The navel's drawn in. Maybe the backs of the hands can come to the floor. Just take a moment of recovery. If you can master this next movement, which is called tipping, your core strength, your inversions will happen in no time. To get started, we're in our inversion. Reach up with your hands, find the fabric. Nice and slow, you're gonna uncross your legs and you're gonna come up to that shelf-like position. I'm gonna bring my forearms onto the fabric. Touch the toes, you have a little frog shape here, and I want you to tilt your body forward. So it's not a backward tilt, it is a forward tilt. My goal here is to come back to neutral and then lean forward. I have got lots of shaking going on. The more I could tip and hold my body weight forward, come back, take a breath, come forward and hold, and back. We're gonna do 3 more. Tip, release. tip. If this is easy, you're doing it wrong. Release. Last one. We're gonna tip and hold. 4, 3, 2. Hold on to it. And release. Give it a stretch. Hands to those thighs. Find your fabric. Slow release. Whew. Hopefully that core is feeling worked. Walk all the way back. Find your shoulder blades. I want you to give yourself a nice stretch here. Hands interlaced behind the head. Open the elbows wide. Little side bends. One more nice full breath and open up at center. Soft bend to the knees and roll your way up. Congratulations if you've made it all the way to the end. These are the types of skills that I know improve my performance in the air. Now this channel does do yoga, meditation, and conditioning, but I wanted to give you that little playlist just for the aerialists. I'm so passionate about it. I think it keeps me young, creative, and strong at the age of 42. So consider subscribing. I will continue to add to the playlist. And if you're interested in this silk, it's from Uplift Active. And I'll put a link in the description below on where you could find it. They have ombre, tie-dye, this fun print here as well. So hopefully we'll get to work together soon. But until then, namaste.